weeks you're with us. Cruise Holidays of Vieira.
Pull up a deck chair and sit back, relax. It's time for your favorite cruise hour. You're on board, just cruising. Whether you're dreaming of your first cruise or planning your next one, join Larry Jackson as he explores the magical world of cruising. To launch today's cruise, here's Larry Jackson.
Good morning. Aloha e como mai, and welcome aboard. I'm Larry Jackson, owner of Cruise Holidays of Vieira, and I'll be your cruise director for this week's edition of our radio magazine that's all about the magical world of travel. And if you haven't joined us before, welcome aboard Just Cruising, our weekly radio magazine about the world of travel. Before we get started this morning, I want to give you a quick reminder about an event that's going on right now out in Vieira at the corners of Morrell Road and Wickham Road. And that's at that corner, you'll find Uno's Chicago Pizzeria. And in the parking lot is the annual Gala Vieira Rummage Sale. The Vieira Lions Club are having their rummage sale today. My lovely and gracious wife, Linda, has been working all year long collecting goodies to put up for sale for you folks to come out and browse. We especially have some very good clothing, men's and women's, very quality clothing. And we will be out there until noon today. All of the proceeds from our sale go to the Vieira Lions Club's projects in the county of Brevard. And we do a lot of things, such as we provide funds for folks to get cataract surgery that can't otherwise afford that. We provide eyeglasses for people who can't afford that, and we do all kinds of other great things out there. And this is one of our major fundraisers, and it's a great way for you to get some bargains. We've got some household items, and again, lots and lots of clothing. Great pricing. That's today until noon at Uno's Pizzeria at the corner of Wickham Road and Morrell Road. And those folks, if you're coming up I-95 from Palm Bay, it's real easy because it's right off of exit 191. It's less than a quarter of a mile from there, from the exit, so it's real easy to get on and off of I-95. And we'd love to see you. You can come out and meet Linda and myself and hopefully buy some things and help make our Lions projects success in the coming year in all over the county of Brevard, so Brevard County. So we'd love to see you, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you. All right, let's get started with a look at the news of the world of travel, things that came across my old computer monitor this week. We'll finish up we'll start off with just a few finishing remarks about some of the hurricane impact out in the Caribbean. We got an announcement yesterday that the Grandeur of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's Grandeur of the Seas, will be the first cruise ship to return to St. Martin. Not too concerned about who the cruise ship is, but the good news is she's going to be going there on Sunday, November 5th. And we've been wondering when we're going to be able to get back into St. Martin. So now our first commercial cruise vessel will be going there on November 5th. It'll be Royal Caribbean's Grandeur of the Seas. This week, a delegation from Royal Caribbean met with Port St. Martin Board Management and Minister of Tourism and Economic Affairs, Melissa Arundel Doncher, to discuss the recovery efforts. They looked at the state of the shore excursions, the Great Bay Beach Promenade. That's the one that's when you take the water taxi into town. There's that promenade there that goes along the beach front street, which is the area where all the shops are, and other areas of interest of tourism. They declared that things should be up and running, so they've scheduled the first cruise ship back in on November 5th. Great news for St. Martin. They're very dependent upon that outside currency for their economy there in St. Martin, and it's been a severe blow for them. Here's another interesting announcement. I'm not sure you heard this one. Carnival Cruise Lines is canceling 4 months worth of cruises on their ship, the Carnival Fascination, which is was located in San Juan. And the reason they're doing that for the next 4 months is that FEMA has chartered the ship to be a residence for their relief workers for the U.S. Virgin Islands. So she's going to be cruising around the Virgin Islands. Obviously, the small islands, there's no place. The hotels have all been devastated, and there's no other place for the FEMA folks to stay. And so they're going to be living on a cruise ship, and that's going to be the Carnival Fascination. She was going to be doing sailings out of San Juan. Of course, we're continuing to sail out of San Juan. Royal Caribbean is going there. Their ship, the Adventure of the Seas, is conducting cruises right now from Puerto Rico. And there's not a great deal of demand for the cruise. So I don't think this is going to hurt Carnival particularly, since the ship wasn't going to be very full anyway. So Carnival, the Fascination, is going to be a floating hotel for the FEMA workers in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Well, once again, welcome aboard. As I mentioned in the beginning of the show, this is Just Cruising. My name is Larry Jackson, co-owner of Cruise Holidays of Viera. And our show comes to you every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. here on WMMB, 1240 and 1350. It is sponsored by Cruise Holidays of Viera. And Cruise Holidays of Viera is your boutique vacation planning store located in the Suntree area at the corners of Wickham Road and Suntree Boulevard. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. And why should you care about any of that information? Well, the reason is because if you have any idea that you'd like to take a vacation next summer or fall or this winter, you need to be talking to us at Cruise Holidays of Viera. And we are a boutique vacation planning store. We are small and we give great attention to detail. We listen to you. We make the vacation fit you, not the other way around. And one of the things that's we've been in business for 14 years, and the reason we've been around this long is because people come and book their cruises or their land vacations or their tours of Hawaii or their land tours with us, and then they come back and they recommend us to their friends and family, and that's what keeps us in business, and that's how come we've been so successful. And we thank you all not only for listening to the show, but also for the referrals that you give us. So we invite you to give us a try. I want to especially tell you, if you are thinking about a European river cruise next summer, I know this sounds ludicrous, they are starting to book up. We don't have all the cabins available for all the sailings. A lot of cabins are now sold out. Alaska cruises are starting to book up. We're seeing several cabin categories not available anymore for next summer in Alaska. So we invite you to give us a call, make an appointment, because we really need some time on these types of cruises to be able to give you our full attention without being interrupted. So please give us a call at 321-242-1331 and make an appointment, and so we can sit down and talk to you and give you all the information. No obligation, no pressure, just information. That's what we provide to you, and then you make the decision as to whether you want to go on the cruise or the vacation. Cruise Holidays of Viera. We've got a great website at viera.cruiseholidays.com. Okay, speaking of river cruises, I do want to let you know that AMA Waterways, they are one of our favorite river cruise lines in Europe and Asia and Africa, has announced that they're going to waive the single supplement on certain 2018 sailings. Now, the single supplement is the extra money that if you only have one person in the cabin, they wind up paying about the same price, not quite, but almost the same price as two people in the cabin would pay, even though there's only one person there, and that's what we call the single supplement. This is a great news if you are a solo traveler and you're thinking about taking a river cruise. And by the way, river cruises are great for solo travelers because there's only about 130 to 190 people on the boat, so it gives you a great chance to meet other people. Also, there's no assigned dining on riverboat cruises, so you get a chance to sit down with other folks and meet different people, and you won't be out there all by yourself, and you have small groups touring. It's not like being a solo traveler on a big, large cruise ship. So river cruising makes a lot of sense for those folks that travel by themselves. Again, the single supplement waived on certain sailings. If you want to know which ones, give us a call at Cruise Holidays of Viera. Well, the band is here, and that always tells us that we're coming to a port of call, and when we come to a port of call, we go ashore for a shore excursion. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be talking to you about more news of the world of travel, so don't go anywhere. Come back and join us. We'll be right back.
This is Just Cruisin' on 1240 and 1350 WMMB. Here's Larry.
And welcome back. Reminder going on right now. Listen, what you do is you open up your iHeart app on your phone and you put WMMB on there, and you can be listening to us while you're driving out to Uno's Pizzeria, Chicago Pizzeria at the corner of Morrell and Wickham Road in Vieira, and come to the Vieira Lions annual rummage sale. This is a gala event with fantastic items for you and a great chance for you to support your community, because all of the items that you buy are in effect a donation to our Lions Club operations here in Brevard County. So we would love for you to come out, get some bargains, spend a little money, and help us with our fundraising at Vieira Lions Club. And we'll be there today till noon. Today's Saturday, October 14th until noon at Uno's Pizzeria. We got signs up all over the place. It's exit 191, the Vieira exit off of I-95. And we'd love to see you out there. And come on out. And that's today, Saturday, October 14th only. All right, let's go back to what was going on in the world of travel this week. And the news of cruising, Royal Caribbean is launching a new ship this spring. And the name of this ship is the Symphony of the Seas. She is another ship in the Oasis class line. And not the Quantum, but the Oasis, which is named for our ship, our ship near and dear to our hearts, the Oasis of the Seas, which is home ported here with us at Port Canaveral. And Royal Caribbean announced some features about the Symphony of the Seas when she comes out, and she'll be launching on her debut is April of 2018. And she's going to spend the summer in the Western Mediterranean. And then in November, she'll be coming to us here in Florida, in Miami, where she'll be doing Caribbean cruises during the wintertime. And this will be the first of the Oasis class ships to be home ported in Miami. Now, I believe, they don't say in this article, but I believe that the new Royal Caribbean cruise terminal will be ready for her when she comes. This is going to be a spectacular marvel of architecture that Royal Caribbean is creating at the Miami Pier. This will be the first cruise terminal that was designed by a cruise company, by Royal Caribbean. So it's supposed to be really spectacular with all kinds of glass and lights and really neat looking. So, and hopefully it's going to have some great features, one of which is they are introducing on the Symphony of the Seas, when she comes to Miami, what they are calling a frictionless boarding process. And now I don't know if it's going to work, but this is what they're shooting for. What you're going to do is, before you go on the cruise, you're going to take out your computer or your smartphone or your tablet. You're going to take a selfie, and then you're going to put that in with your information that you're going to provide to the cruise line, such as your passport or birth certificate, whatever you're using for your travel documents, and all the other information that we provide or to the cruise lines on pre-registration. When you get to the pier, this is what they're going to try to do. They're going to have facial recognition software there, and it's going to see that you are a passenger, and you're going to be able to flash your smartphone. I don't know to what, but to something. You're going to go through. You start to go through security. Now that might be the little hang-up. This is what they're calling the only touch point along the way. But you're going to go through the metal detector and everything else, because we're looking for that dreaded alcohol to make sure you're not sneaking booze on board. And you're going to go. Well, really, it's more for safety, for weapons and things like that. So anyway, then you're going to go through security. You're going to flash your smartphone, and you're going to go to your stateroom. Now, that's what they're saying is going to happen. And then when you get to your stateroom, there'll be either your wristband that you're going to be using instead of a key card, or your key card. Not sure how all that's going to work, but this is the intent. So frictionless boarding, that's what they're hoping for. They're going to use facial recognition, barcodes, and beacons to make the boarding process fast and frictionless. Now, you've heard me say for many years here on Just Cruising that one of the most important parts of any cruise is the embarkation process, because it sets the tone for the whole cruise. If you're standing in a long line in a hot terminal and sweating and wondering if you're ever going to get on board the ship. That puts you in a really bad mood when you do get on the ship to go off on your cruise. And this is a happy experience on a vacation. So the cruise lines are working very hard to make this a fast a process as they possibly can. They've already speeded up quite a bit. If you haven't cruised in a few years, you'll be amazed at how fast you get on ships now. So that's one thing the Symphony of the Seas is going to have. The other thing that's now these are all innovations, and now let's don't forget that when Royal Caribbean does innovations on a new ship like this, it's kind of like a laboratory or a field testing, and if these innovations turn out to be good, then they roll it out and put it out on all the other ships. So let's remember that's probably what's going to happen here. All right, one of the things that she is going to have, now she's going to be bigger, the Symphony of the Seas is going to be bigger than the Harmony of the Seas, which is the previous largest Oasis class ship. What they've done is they've stretched the boardwalk area and added 3,000 gross tons to the ship. And that's not weight now, that's area, that's space. That's how we define passenger space, is what we call gross tons. And they are going to have something new that's called the Ultimate Family Suite. They're going to take, this is going to be we have the loft suites, and there are 2 levels, and there's a bedroom and a bed upstairs, and then downstairs there's a big, huge living area. This cabin is going to sleep up to 8 people, all right? Listen to all this. This is cool. It's going to have a 212-foot wraparound balcony. Now, 212 square feet is about 20 square feet larger than most of the cabins on board the ship. But anyway, it'll be 2 levels, and there'll be a tubular curving slide that goes from one level down to the other, so the kids can slide down the slide to get down to the living area. It's going to have a movie room with an 85-inch video monitor, and listen to this, a popcorn machine. How cool is this? It's going to have an air hockey machine, a floor-to-ceiling Lego wall. The balcony will have a climbing structure and a kid-friendly pool table. How about that? Pretty cool, huh? Well, this suite is going to be so popular, and it's very true, that they're not going to book it online. You can only book this over the phone. Or you can do that by calling Cruise Holidays of Vieira if you'd like to book the family suite. I'm pretty sure it's going to be sold out for a long time, but we'll give it a shot anyway. So that's one of the innovations coming to the Symphony of the Seas. The solarium area, which is one of my favorite parts of the ship, and this is located up on decks 15 and 16 in the forward part of the ship. The solarium area on the Oasis class ships is a combination glass and open air area. It's adults only during the daytime. 16 years and older, I believe, is the age limit. And it has a little area in there on the upper deck at the 16th level. There's a bar, very nice bar, and then down on the next level at the 15th level is 15th deck is a little cafe, and I love to go there in the morning for breakfast because it was originally designed to be like a health food place, but now they've opened it up into a buffet. On this ship, it's going to be called that little restaurant is going to be called Hooked, and it will be a casual New England style seafood establishment with a raw bar. Now, they don't say if they're going to charge for that or not, so if it's going to have a raw bar, I think it's probably going to have a service charge. They're also adding an El Loco Fresh, which will serve tacos and burritos, and that's going to be in the sports zone. Now, that's up on, I believe that's deck 17. That's where the basketball courts are, and the putt-putt course. There's a little kind of a surf cafe there on the Oasis. And then they're going to do away with the Sabor Taqueria. That's not going over very well. And that's the Mexican restaurant on the boardwalk area of the Oasis, and I believe the Allure. And what that is it's kind of an a la carte Mexican, and it's expensive, and they serve a lot of food that's not all that great, so I don't think that one's going over very well. They're adding a sports bar on the boardwalk. It's going to be called Playmakers. It will have 30 TVs tuned to a variety of sports. Man, I can remember a few years ago trying to watch a World Series game or an American League Division playoff on a ship, and you had to go all over the place to find the one television on board. But now we're going to have 30 televisions, so we won't be missing any sports activity while we're on board. And we're talking about the new Symphony of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's new Oasis class ship that's coming out in April of 2020. 2018. There will be a new ice show on board called 1977. And they're going to the Broadway play on board is going to be Hairspray, which we have previously had on the Allure. It went away, but it's coming back on the Symphony. I think it's because Royal spent all that money designing the play so it could be used on a cruise ship. And let's see, Starbucks is going to be moved back to the Royal Promenade, which is where it is on Oasis, but not on the Harmony. And what else? Oh, there'll be a new Aqua Theater show also, but they don't say what it's going to be. Now, Aqua Theater, that's where they do the big high diving and synchronized swimming water shows on the after the ship in the boardwalk area. Studio B, which is the ice skating rink, will be turned into the world's largest laser tag arena. So we'll see what all that's going to happen. That's all the new innovations coming out on Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas, coming to Florida in November of 2018 and launching out in Europe in April of 2018. So we'll be hearing more about all these innovations. If they work, we're going to be seeing them on a ship near you. Well, here's the band again. We're at another port of call, another very brief timeout. Please don't go anywhere. Join us when we come back.
Don't miss out on the show. Listen to Just Cruisin' on our iHeartRadio channel with the iHeartRadio app.
And here's another clue for you. Go to our website, viera.cruiseholidays.com. Great website. It's updated. It's got all kinds of great information on it. It's got podcasts from about I think it's the last 8 or 9 shows of Just Cruisin'. So if you missed anything and you didn't have your iHeart app on, you can go to Just Cruisin' or just go to our website page. It's got all of our specials, all of our escorted tours. An announcement for you. We have decided we are not going to escort the Hawaii cruise tour to Hawaii in 2018. But here's the good news. We will design that same cruise tour for you, and you can do it without us. It's going to be fine, and we're going to take care of all the details down to all the different excursions and things that we do in Hawaii when we do our cruise tour. It's 10 days. It'll be 3 days in Waikiki. We'll book you in the same hotel we use. We'll get you out on the same tours. You'll go to the same places that we take folks to when we escort the Hawaii cruise tour, but it just won't have us with it. But we'll be glad to put all of that together for you. The good news also is that you can decide what month or week or whenever you want, because it goes out every week. We combine that 3-day hotel stay at the Moana Surf Ride, a wonderful hotel in Waikiki, with a 7-day cruise on the Norwegian Cruise Line's Pride of America, the floating hotel that takes you around to the 3 other Hawaiian islands, 2 days on Maui, 2 days on the Big Island of Hawaii with 2 different ports, Kona and Hilo, so that you can spend the full day up in the volcanoes, and then basically a day and a half on Kauai. We'll get you in the old Lahaina Luau. We'll get you up to the Polynesian Cultural Center. We'll get you a private tour of Iolani Palace. All of the things that we do in that cruise tour. It's just we're not going to escort it this year. We've got another surprise coming for you of what we're going to be escorting a land tour with a train involved in the United Kingdom, in England, Wales, and Scotland. We're still putting the details of that together. That's going to be in September of 2018. So that's going to kind of take the place of our Hawaii cruise tour this year. But don't let your heart be troubled. We will put that same thing together for you, and you'll have a great time. All right, let's go back to the world of cruising. Also, I want to a few weeks ago, we did a little segment about what happened to some of our passengers, Larry and Liz, who were out on the eclipse when the hurricane came towards Miami, and so they dropped some folks off, and then they went out to the cruise to nowhere. They didn't know where they were going or how long they were going to be, if you remember that story. After we ran the story, Larry sent me an email, and he had a great hint for you. If you're going to be cruising in the hurricane season, especially the heart of it, or the meat of it, I call it the August-September timeframe, because that seems to be when we get most of our disruptive hurricanes, the ones that really change our itineraries. Be sure and take some extra medications with you in case you do get extended on your cruise. So don't just put 7 days worth of pills in your little pill container. Bring some extras along, maybe another week's worth. I mean, you're probably not going to be out that long, but just in case. And I thought that was good advice when we're cruising in hurricane season to look at and bring some extra medication just in case you get stuck out there. Well, I don't really call it stuck. In case you get the pleasure of extending your vacation. How's that? All right. Ship construction seems to be starting up again. After a bit of a lull, we're going to have several new ships in 2018. That reminds me, we need to do that one next week. We need to review what's coming out in 2018. But a couple of weeks ago, Carnival Corporation announced that they're going to be starting the first of 7 next-generation cruise ships that are going to be powered by liquefied natural gas, LNG. The shipyard Meyer Werft is, they lowered the first building block into place for the AID Anova, and AIDA or IDA is a German cruise line that is part of the Carnival umbrella of cruise companies. Include Princess, Cunard, Holland America, Seabourn, all of those under the Carnival, not Seabourn, Seabourn, under the Carnival Corporation umbrella. And this is one of their foreign subsidiaries. So this is a trend, I think, if this all works well, that we're going to see more and more ships being powered by liquid natural gas. Ships have been catching a lot of grief lately because there's supposed air pollution because we burn diesel, and when you burn diesel, it makes black smoke that people can see, even though it gets dissipated right away in the wind out in the middle of the ocean. But because people can see it and they're concerned about it, we now have this stupid zone around the United States or the continental U.S. Or I think it's 200 miles or something, that you have to burn a particular type of fuel that's supposedly less emissions and all of this stupid stuff that we do. So in order to counter that, the cruise lines are looking at different types of propulsion. It's not going to make any difference to anybody as far as pollution's concerned, but I guess it makes everybody huggy-feely feel better about it. So liquid natural gas, and because LNG is becoming available in so many parts of the world, then it's going to be more feasible to power ships that way. Along those lines, Viking is now planning the first liquid hydrogen-powered cruise ship. Now, this one's going to have a few more problems than LNG is going to have. Let's see. It's going to be along the lines. It's going to be the same design as their previous 4 ocean ships. Don't forget, Viking does the river and ocean cruises. Again, they're looking for a zero-emission shipping industry. I don't know why they don't start with a cargo ship, but anyway. The article says, so far, liquid hydrogen has never been used as a marine fuel. One of the technical challenges, I think this is kind of a big one, will be keeping the fuel at minus 253 degrees to keep it from evaporating. A fuel cell will convert the hydrogen to electricity for propulsion and electric power on board the ship. Don't forget, our modern ships, even though we're burning diesel, they don't propel the engine. All they do is make electricity that then powers our isopods, and those are the motorized propellers on the aft of the ship. And they're wonderful things because they help keep the ship going straight without, because they move 360 degrees and they have autopilots, and it makes the whole cruise a lot smoother. So anyway, liquid hydrogen being proposed by Viking Ocean Cruises. Well, you're on board Just Cruisin', brought to you every week by Cruise Holidays of Viera, your boutique vacation planning store. We want to remind you that our cruise planning that we do for you, and we do it soup to nuts if that's what you would like us to do, including airfare, is done at no additional cost of what you would pay if you went directly with the cruise lines. And the big difference is that you get a lot of service with Cruise Holidays of Viera. You don't get that service with a cruise line. I tell you, a lot of people found out about the lack of service with the cruise lines when the hurricanes were approaching Florida. We were having, where we're going to go, where we're not going to go, where were we going to go. And when people tried to call the cruise lines, because all they had was an 800 number, all they got was a busy signal or a 40 or 50 minute wait time up until we lost power before, as soon as the hurricane hit. But during the time before the hurricane, we were there and answering the phone. So that's just a little example of how you can get great service at no additional cost to you by calling us at Cruise Holidays of Viera at 321-242-1331. You can go to our website, viera.cruiseholidays.com. And occasionally we do have things that other travel agencies and the cruise lines don't offer, and they're exclusive offers through us. And one example of that right now, Oceania has partnered with our consortium travel leaders, and we are offering free gratuities on 80 different sailings on Oceania that you can only get by booking through Cruise Holidays of Viera, and you can't get those any other place. Free gratuities on several of the Oceania sailings. And if we don't have free gratuities, we have something called the Distinctive Voyages Group, and that's where you get an exclusive shore excursion just for yourself and a cocktail party and escorted host on board the ship that will be escorting you. So all of that's available to you at Cruise Holidays of Viera, 321-242-1331. Speaking of Oceania, their concierge level is going to be adding some additional perks. They are going to be allowing folks to have in-stateroom dining. This is not room service. This is different. This is for lunch and dinner. And what you are able to do is order off of the main menu in the main dining room, and then they bring it to your cabin and they serve it to you in courses, just like you're sitting in a restaurant. They set up a special table for you, and that's what they're adding to their concierge level. Now, that's a category of their staterooms. They're also adding free laundry service to that level of concierge. That's Oceania Cruise Lines adding some more perks to their concierge level. And if you want to, Oceania is one of the cruise lines that we booked the most of at Cruise Holidays over here. We've cruised on them. We have experience with them, and we have a great deal of knowledge. We've been booking them for 14 years now, so we know a great deal about them. That's the other great thing about when you come to Cruise Holidays of Viera, you get the benefit of the experience that we've gained over the years, because we go on a lot of cruises, and we do that so we can get that experience. We've been on about 110 cruises during the 14 years we've been in business, and we'll be glad to share that knowledge and expertise with you. Wouldn't you rather talk to someone who's actually been on the cruise line than someone who's sitting at a call center in Miami who's probably never has set foot on a boat before? That's all available to you. Well, the band is here, and we are at our last port of call. We are going to go ashore once again. It's going to be a very brief time out, so please come back and join us, and we'll tell you some more about the world of cruising and travel. So see you then.
Larry's back with Just Cruisin' here on 1240 and 1350 WMMB.
And welcome back. A little mellow music there. Hey, if you're really feeling mellow, got a great suggestion for you. Pack up the kiddies, jump in the car, and drive on out to Uno's Chicago Pizzeria in Viera at the corner of Morrell and Wickham Road, and join us for our annual Viera Lions Rummage Sale. We have Linda has been working for a whole year putting together items. We've scoured the neighborhoods of Viera, and we've come up with a great collection of unique household items for you to purchase. And the reason we want you to purchase these things is so that you could benefit our Viera Lions Club projects for Brevard County. We'll be out there till noon today, Saturday, October 14th. In case you're listening to this show another time, it's only on Saturday, October 14th. And we invite you to come on out, say hi, and look at all the great things we have to offer for you at bargain, rock bottom prices that you're going to really be thrilled about. Lots and lots of clothes, especially both men's and women's. Linda's really got some very quality clothing that you'll enjoy looking through, and hopefully purchasing so that you can benefit the Viera Lions Club. So we'd love to see you today, Saturday, October 14th until noon. Uno's Chicago Pizzeria. There'll be a whole bunch of signs around the corners and everything, so you won't be able to miss us. We're off exit 191. That's the Viera exit off of I-95, so it's a short skip and a jump from Palm Bay or coming down from Titusville to join us at the Viera Lions Club annual rummage sale. And we sure hope you'll come by and say hi, and we hope you'll buy something. All right, back to the world of travel and news and things like that. We were talking about Viking proposing a hydrogen-powered ocean liner. They are decided to go back into building some more riverboats. And speaking of riverboats, I just want to remind you that Cruise Holidays of Viera, we represent all the major riverboat cruise lines, including Uniworld, Tauck, Avalon, Ama Waterways, and Viking Cruises, Emerald, Scenic, everybody. If it floats in Europe or Asia or China or Africa, we represent them. So I all the time I hear people say, oh, well, you booked our Royal Caribbean cruise, but I didn't know you did river cruises. Okay, we do river cruises. Oh, also American Cruise Lines on American rivers and Cape Cod and those things. Those places, I'm sorry, and the American Queen Steamboat with her 3 vessels. I invite you, I suggest, if you don't want to go to Europe this summer, I suggest you try an American river cruise. It is phenomenal. It is so relaxing, and you're going to discover a part of America you thought that was gone. When you read the news all day long, you don't see this part. I call it Norman Rockwell's America. You get out and explore it. It is amazing. You're going to meet some amazing people. You're going to see some amazing things. You're going to have a very unique and relaxing experience on America's river. So don't think you got to go to Europe to be able to experience a river cruise. We've got some fabulous river cruises right here in your very backyard. Anyway, Viking is going to launch 6 more of its long ships on the Rhine, Main, and Danube rivers in 2019. I'd tell you the names, but I can't pronounce any of them because they're all got Norwegian gods' names or something, and I just can't even get close to this. And they're going to be adding one of their long ships on the Douro River. We don't have any new ships on the Douro. They've been basically refurbished boats out there on the Douro in Portugal. Let's see. This is what they've been doing. They launched 2 long ships in 2017, 6 in 2016, 12 in 2015, and 18 in 2014. So that's 38 boats that they've added since 2014. So it gives you some idea of how river cruising in Europe has exploded. Norwegian Cruise Lines announced that they're going to raise the price of their ultimate beverage package. It now costs $89 per day. Plus it will now cost $89 per day plus an 18% gratuity, which takes it to $105.02. Now, gang, we are getting into the pricey range here. That's per day, per person. The soda packages, now the ultimate beverage package includes spirits, cocktails, wines by the glass, and bottled draft beer up to and including $15. It also includes fountain soda and juices at bars, lounges, and the Great Stirrup Key. Okay, this is some of the provisions. So $105.02 per person per day, but the package must be purchased for the entire cruise as well as all guests staying within the same stateroom. additional stateroom, adjoining stateroom, or travel with. Now, they're the only cruise lines that do this. Individuals under the age of 21 will be required to purchase the soda program. If you buy the spirits or the ultimate beverage package, the kids got to buy the soda package. It does not include room service. It does not include bottled water. It does not include fresh squeezed juices, nor specialty coffees, energy drinks, or any wine over $15. Now, that's a big departure from the other cruise lines because they include all that other stuff. So I hope Norwegian continues their promotions of giving away that beverage package because that has really gotten it. They're pushing the border there of getting way out of sight as far as that's concerned. Oh, did you hear that Uber is going to lose its license to operate in London? That's incredible. London last week announced it won't renew Uber's license to operate within city limits. Uber will appeal the ban, which will affect, listen to this, 40,000 drivers and 3.5 million riders. And this is people who use the service once every 3 months. 3.5 million in the city of London. 40,000 drivers. That's a lot of drivers. So we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. And if London's successful, and I got a feeling this might be coming from the taxi cab lobbies, if London's successful, I think you're going to see a lot of other cities trying the same thing. So we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. Also, something we like to try to spot trends here on Just Cruising. We have noticed that on some select ships, and the Royal Caribbean does this often, they'll roll out a new type of pricing package for amenities and then see how it goes and then move it out to other ships. What they're doing right now on one of the ships, I'm not sure which one it is, it didn't really say, they're going to allow you to buy the beverage package and combine that with the ultimate dining package. And so you will get a discount on the dining package, which will give you discounts on the cover charges that they use for the specialty restaurants. Well, the band is here, and sadly, we've come to the end of another episode of Just Cruising. We hope you've enjoyed it. We've sure had a great time being here with you and putting it on for you. We hope you'll come back and see us next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. here on 1240 or 1350 or on iHeartRadio, the app there. And we look forward to seeing you then. Until then, keep on cruising.